Morning. It is Saturday. It is raining. It's not that cold, but it's raining. It's not that beautiful, but it just means when I get back in the house where it's all warm and toasty, I'll appreciate it more. Yeah. So this morning, when I was in bed, I made me a to-do list. Well, I have an app called To Do. Maybe 10 years ago. Damn, time flies. I stumbled on like to-do lists. I think the book was called Get Shit Done, Get It Done or some shit like that. And it just like, it gave you a system of how to do things. Like if you have 20 things to do, maybe you separate them into location. Like these are emails. These are things you need to do at work. These are things you could do in 5 seconds. These are long-term goals. And then you just kind of put things into categories and then you just do it. Because, otherwise you just get overwhelmed with stuff. Like on my email, I think I have like 20,000 unanswered emails. Most of them are, spam. But, 20,000. Some people, they are kind of like, like, I know we're not supposed to say OCD because people get offended. People get offended about everything. But some people, they just go crazy seeing so many emails. When it bothers me, I just delete all of them because clearly they weren't that important. Otherwise, they would have found a better way to contact me. But yeah. And when I'm on that, when I'm like on my make my list, check shit off, grind, I get shit done, man. But it's a hard habit. It's not a habit for me. It's a thing I do. But anyway, this morning I made a list using the app To Do. And basically just throw all the things you need to do. And then you just go back in and you sort them out. And then you just do it. And one of the things that were on my list was my damn website, rhyminggaijin.com. And I pop in there. I think the last time I did anything to it was September 21st, 2021. It's been a minute. And then when I was trying to get in, because I forget my logins and all that. So I try to get in. So I have to go into my thing where all the accounts are hosting thing. And I have all these dead sites from projects or websites I started and never finished. And then I ended up getting to the root. So way back in the day, I downloaded rhyminggaijin.com. And then the next year I didn't pay for it right away. So it ended up being frozen. So I got one rhyminggaijin.com. And then the next, 6 months later, I bought it. So I ended up with two. So I just made it point to the other one or something. Anyway, so it's been pointing to the site since 2011. And I never really looked at it after that. So today I went to it and I reset it, and then what was hidden behind it popped up, and it had Twitter. I don't know what it's called, but remember when I used to stream before Twitch and all that shit? I was streaming from, I don't even know what they're called, but it was so weird because I was streaming. Imagine if I would have kept doing it. I probably would have got burnt out by then, because you know how that be. The next up thing was there. I'm actually going to put the link there. You could check out this poor excuse of a website. And I'm pretty sure that took me forever to make. But said, you walk out in the rain? Nah, I'm going for some snacks at the store. Chocolate. You want hot chocolate? I just want a chocolate bar. So, buy one, get one free. I'm not doing that. Because if I buy all this chocolate, I'm going to eat all that chocolate. My mom was here, she would eat it. But, yeah, let me get my shit and we'll continue this when I go back out. All right, we're back. So what was I talking about? I don't even remember. Do I want to walk in the rain? All right, it'll make me get what I gotta say faster so I can get back in the house that's warm and toasty. So the website, I haven't seen it in like 2011. I don't know, long time ago. Wow, it's raining harder now. All right, we gotta move a little faster. But anyway, I saw this thing where my girlfriend at the time, she translated it into Japanese, and it brought memories back to where I was always like, I was saying, if only somebody would translate my things into Japanese. But I say it for everything. If only, I think so anyway, one time I was telling this guy who, when he saw me, when he first met me, his name was Andy, he's like, wow, you're so amazing. And he just like adopted me. He's bringing me around like, yo, check out this guy, he raps. And I was telling him at that time, like, if I was on stage with a lot of people out in the crowd, man, that shit would be lit. I don't think I was using the word lit, because I don't use it now. So I went to his concert. He was like in a band, and he's like, yo, Ryman, come on up. I don't even think my name was Ryman at that time. That's how long ago it was. So I go through the crowd, jump up on stage. And I hate these things because I don't got a loud voice, and I be nervous and shit. So nobody heard what I was saying, but I look cool from what people told me when I got off the stage. But then the next day, nothing happened. It's like that 8 Mile win the battle, but then you still got to go to work the next day. But what I realized at that moment, seeing this old website, imagine if I waited for someone to make the website. I wouldn't even have this moment. And it kind of kick-started. Now, I do wait for people to do stuff because I'm lazy like everyone else. But there's another part of me that's just like, you know what? If you don't do it, no one else is going to do it, so you better do it. So do it. And, you know, I do it. Maybe it doesn't work out the way I planned, but weird things happen, you know, like check out this randomness. I read a book. It said that, you know, it was Seth Godin. He's like, everyone can be the leader of a tribe. Everyone needs a leader for a tribe, and there's many kinds of tribes. Tribe being a group of like-minded people. So I read the book, I internalized it, so I made my first meetup group. Well, I didn't meet it, I took over a meetup group because someone's just like, I can't deal with it. So they've had it up there. I paid the thing. I'm now the leader of this meetup group. I saw an event, so I invited them to come to my show. And then I invited them to whatever. So I made some videos just saying, hey, look at me. This is how you get to the event. And then, like, one person came to the event. I think they said hello. And then when I turned around, they just left. I was a failure. I failed. Nobody was really checking the videos. Nobody was really coming to the events. So I thought I failed. Then one day I randomly met this guy who just out the blue, hey, you're the guy who does that event. Because I did it from my main YouTube channel. That's where I had the videos hosted. So he started to look around, like what he saw. So he's watching me talk about stuff. Because I was the leader of a meetup group, a grad school reached out to all the people like, hey, why don't you come to the grad school event? I went to the grad school event. I'm at the door. He's like, it's $25. I'm like, but you invited me. He's like, okay, we'll waive the fee. He waived the fee. I go inside. And then 2.5 years later, I graduate with an MBA. If he wouldn't have waived the fee, I probably would have been like, shit, I ain't going in there. You invited me. That would have been my point. Because I got the graduate degree, I got to work at Apple, which it was cool. You know, I was teaching engineers, worked at Sony product. I ended up like, but all these things are happening or happened by random. I wasn't waiting. The fact that I make a video, right? Boom. It just. So that's what I just noticed today. I just wanted to share that. That's why I went out in the rain to just do something. But yesterday in my little beat making thing. So yesterday I made a video yesterday. So I did the rapping on the Zoom chat. It went something like this. I'm there. I got my songs. I got my mic. I figured out what I did wrong, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, well, in Zoom you can use the computer audio, but I was trying to use the Ableton audio, which was going out through the. Anyway, technical stuff. But I realized what I did. But anyway, so I tried to sign in early. I mean, I was up at 5. This thing started at 10:30. But I tried to sign in early. I couldn't get on the link. So then I was like, yo, can you give me the link? He gives me a link. I pop on. He's like, man, you're mad early. I'm like, yeah, can I just stay here? He's like, it's like an hour. I was like, oh shit, it is an hour. I made 2 beats, which is crazy. I got all these beats somewhere, but I couldn't, because I run out of space on my computer. So I just delete stuff. Or I put them on hard drives. But anyway, I couldn't find any beats, so I had to make some, which isn't a thing. So I made 2 beats. And then I waited, and then it was time. The chat opened. It had me hide my camera feed, and I'm sitting there, and everyone's coming back from the breakout rooms, if you're familiar with Zoom. And then he's like, hey, so it's a kind of a theme, tech. And he's just like, so their theme is they're in space or something, and they're on a ship. Don't ask me, that's what they do. I think it's pretty cool. And he's like, we picked up a hitchhiker. What's going on? Now, they don't know, to my knowledge, they don't know what's going on. They just are doing their thing, and all of a sudden, there's a random person's thing there, and they're like, who are you? And then I pop on, and I'm like, hey, it's me, the hitchhiker. And then it's like, he's like, what are you doing on our ship? And I'm like, I heard some music, so I boarded your ship. And we're just having this banter. He's like, so what do you do? And I'm like, I rhyme, if anything. And he's like, why don't you rap about what you're thankful for? And I'm like, I'm thankful to be alive, thankful to be home with my dad and spend some time. But I quickly switched that, because then it probably would have went to glad to be alive, glad to be home and spend some time with my dad before he died, like my mom. It would have went there. Pretty depressing for people who don't know nothing about me. And then there were like 25 people from Germany typing their things in English. And they would be like, I'm glad I found bugs, because it's a tech company. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I found bugs, but I don't love bugs. Maybe you mean the technical ones. Okay, I'll shrug. Shit like that. And then there was just 2 raps, 6 minutes total. And you're like, all right. I'm like, okay, I got to go now. Got to get off your ship. And I got off. And then I hurried up and put on my work clothes, which is just pants, really. And then, well, I wear more than pants, but I was wearing sweatpants when I made that. I was wearing full. Y'all know I don't be doing shit. Well, you wouldn't know that if you like. Well, I put on my work clothes, and then I got in the car and I rushed up the highway. I live about 30 minutes from my job. Rushed up there and went to work. It was nice. Did my work, came back home, and then I had to make the beat for the competition, the challenge thing. I kind of touched on it on like Monday and Tuesday, but I didn't really do anything. And then I was like trying something, but I didn't really like the direction. So I went for like a live improv beat making thing. So I'm making the beat. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the video in here. I want y'all to see it. So I'll put the video in here. So I did the video as is, one take, and I uploaded it. And then as I'm watching the feed, because it's a live stream, they were talking about how they don't trust their first instinct and how they might do it like 80 times and then they still don't know if they like it. And I get it, but you know, this group, this community is like all friends, you know? We're all there to make music. It's not there's no haters. I mean, there might be haters, but the haters stay at bay. They don't really be coming up. So it's all love and happiness for the most part. So do whatever, man. Explore, experiment. This is the perfect place to do that. And I always say that in the chat, but a few members it's like, yeah, I don't know if my music's good enough. Why would anybody want to listen to me? No. It's just like, dude, everyone thinks that. I don't think people want to listen to me. And I'm sure there's people who's like, I don't want to listen to you. And they don't. But there's people who do. And you won't know until you post it or do something, right? And like, he was going on for like a good 20 minutes. And someone's like, are you gonna play music? He's like, okay. But as long as I've been in this group, he's been having this kind of dialogue about how he doesn't think he's good enough. And now his music is not for me, like more ambient trance type style. But throw a beat under that, there you go, I could rap on it. And then, you know, his process, he has a process. He's like, I do this, I do that. So, you know, since it's one thing if you just like not try, but he puts a lot of effort into it, which again, this is something that somebody out there would be like, wow, that's cool. So then people are submitting their things as normal, and then mine comes up and it's just me making the beat, and then I try to pick up a mic while I'm making a beat, and then I drop the mic, and then I'm gonna show you the video. Yeah, one man can't do it. One hand, let's try it. Hit the freestyle, man. So, one man comes, alright. Okay, one man tried with this rapping stuff. I had to make this happen, cause I be rapping tough. Put it together so nice, it be the ill stuff. When I do it for real, I really kill enough. Trying to freestyle and make the beat, but it's not gonna work, but I try this faithfully. Look at the camera and smile. Then I go back, cause I gotta do this all in one time. The freestyle is wild, but that's be true. I'm looking for the snare. Man, where are you? Okay, I see the waveform there, it's coming nice as click. It's sounding like a different kind of click. And this other one up in the right left is up pitched. I got, man. Rhyming. And then like they're going on about, hey, look at this guy, man. He doesn't care. He don't have any fear. I mean, I was afraid. But again, it's the community. It's like performing for your mom. Not all moms. But, most time moms, maybe dads, I don't know, it depends. They put your stuff on the refrigerator regardless because you give an effort. And, they're just saying, look at this guy. What's going on? He's just doing his thing. And then he said this, which was interesting. He's like, because he shows that he makes mistakes and he's not perfect, it shows that he's perfect because he makes mistakes. And then I was thinking, that's like the blues, the blue note. Because what I do with freestyle, making beats, improv and all that, I learned my skill sets. I learned how to do it, and now I'm breaking the rules, which is kind of the thing. Learn your scales so you can break the scales. Learn your this. So, and then after that, on to the next. But, yeah. And then I got really tired because, I woke up really early. So I did all these things. But in the Quincy book, he was saying, I only got 6 minutes left. I was supposed to listen to it when I walked to the store, but I started this. But he was saying he made I don't remember it, but the theme song or the song, the music that was played for Austin Powers, I don't even remember it, but he made it, or they used his song. He said he made that in 15 minutes, where he was between falling asleep and being awake. Usually when I'm falling asleep, I just go to sleep. But last night I was trying this again. You never know until you try. So I was really sleepy. I still got to work on my Christmas project. I want to get that done. The tentative date is 12/12 because it's 12/12. It'll be 12/12/2022. But so I just started working on one, and then I think I did 2, maybe 3. And then I went to bed because I wanted to get up early. I like to start fresh, and this kind of goes back to full circle. I woke up this morning and I did my to-do list, and I banged out the website, or at least resetting it. I still got to call them because I don't know what the hell's going on. I sent out some emails. On my list, there's like 25 things to do that could be done in one day, and have, like, usually when I finish a list that I don't really feel guilty about whatever, but I won't feel guilty if I'm just watching, what do I have now? My newest thing I'm watching is it Robin? No, Titans on HBO. I got a 30-day free subscription thing, so I'm trying to get it in before it ends. But I feel weird if I'm gonna sit there and watch this knowing I got all this shit to do. But if everything is done, it's kind of like a reward. So on my list, and if you're like curious about making a list, it doesn't have to be all like write a 10-page this, and you could also put stuff like smile at your dad, say hello to your dog, go to the store to buy some chocolate. Those are also things, because it's a list of 26. Now, if you only do those easy things, but there's things you want to do, and if you're clicking them off, when you finish that list, I don't know. I don't think lists are for everybody, but there's so many people who be like, I forgot to do it. What's your excuse? Write a list. You can use app. You can use a paper, recording, string, but anyway, I'm gonna go back inside and finish my list. This video wasn't on my list. That's the other thing. You shouldn't do things that are not on your list. But yeah. All right. So be safe. Enjoy your Saturday. All right. Peace.